Good morning, folks. I've got a new project I'm going to attempt today. Never done one of these, but I'm going to try to make a fillet board for my new catfish boat that I'm going to get here in a couple of months. I just went to Sam's and I bought a couple of cutting boards. These are 15 by 20 inch cutting boards. They're 1/2 inch thick. I got two of them. I'm going to use one for the base and use the other one to cut up for my pieces. These things are about $9 a piece. So for $18, I've got my materials for this. I'm going to use some CA glue and a few screws, and other than that, that's it. Now, I did order a base to put the fillet board on from Catfish, and it's going to fit in the T-track system in my new Sea Arc boat. So I don't have it in yet, but I'm going to go ahead and make the board today, and then I'll attach it to the base when it comes in. So let's get started. I've got some real detailed plans I drew out here in about 10 minutes this morning, but I've been giving it a little thought. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to draw out my pieces on one of these boards. The first piece is going to be the back piece, and it's just going to be 6 inches tall, and then I'm going to cut it down from there. I'm going to put a raised half circle shape here because I have a sticker I'm going to put in there. I don't think my pencil's going to show up very good on this board, but I think I get enough to come back and trace over it. There we go. That's sort of a half circle. That doesn't look right. No, not even close. What happened here? I'm gonna find it over. That was a terrible job. All right, that's the first piece. I want to cut this out and then I'll cut my other pieces. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to my bandsaw, see if I can cut out this first piece. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to cut out this piece, or these pieces, and then I'll try to cut out my circular portion. Okay, there you go. Got my basic shape. Now I'm gonna go over to the sander and see if I can clean it up a little bit. Okay, I think that looks better. Take some hand sandpaper and clean that up a little bit. Okay, I've just got my little hand sander with 220 grit. I'm just going to hit these edges. I think that'll work okay. I could have routed the edges, but that's pretty soft stuff, so I think I'm just going to stick with sanding it. And let's cut out the other pieces. Okay, for my side pieces, I want them on the back end. I want them to be the same height as the height of my back piece. So I'm just going to use this to start with, and I want them to be 4 inches and then taper down. All right, let's go see if we can cut those out. Okay, there are my 2 side pieces. Now back to more of my favorite stuff, sanding. Okay, there's that piece. Now, more hand sanding. Fun, fun. Okay. There we go. Let's go see how they fit. All right. I think that's going to work perfect. Now, let's drill some holes for some screws. Okay, folks, so I've drawn out a 1/2 inch all around the edge of the board there, and I'm going to drill some pilot holes for my screws that I'm going to use to screw these pieces together. I'm also going to drill a couple of holes in the back of the back piece to screw the sides to. Okay, there you go. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little CA glue, and I'm going to put these pieces together so that I can then come back and finish drilling my pilot holes up into the other piece before I screw them in. Okay, now I'm just going to let that set up for just a minute, then we'll do the side pieces. Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to come underneath here and drill some more pilot holes. For my screw. Alright, and then I'll go ahead and I'm just using little 1-inch stainless steel flathead screws. Yeah. All right. There's the back piece. Okay, got all the sides put together. I'm going to let some of that glue kind of dry a little bit. Then I'm going to come back and clean it up. Do a little bit more finish sanding, I think. And then we'll finish it off. Okay, that cleans it up. Let's go over here and put the final touch on it. Okay, so there you go. How about that? I'll admit it's not a professional job. I'm sure you all could do better, but it is what it is. I know for about $18 and a handful of stainless steel screws, I have a fillet board that I think is going to work out real well for me. Like I said, I went online and they were a minimum of $100 to $120 or $30, especially if you have any engraving done in them. And so that's my version, cheap version. one lesson learned, I use size 10 screws, and they're too big for this 1/2 inch stuff, and they kind of show through, and I'm not real crazy about that, but it'll work. But if I were going to make another one, which I may, I'd use a little smaller diameter screw. That's the only thing I'm kind of disappointed in, really. You know, admittedly, I didn't use all the proper safety methods when I was cutting and sanding and doing all that stuff, and I certainly don't recommend you use my techniques. I didn't always wear my eye protection when I should have, and I never wore any hearing protection, but my wife says I can't hear anyway, so what difference does it make? But at any rate, that's the final project, and I appreciate you being with me. Can't wait to get out there and try it out on the water. Thanks for being with me.